win. Like Apotheon is literally going to take over the entire Western continent, right? But their aim is to take over Valencia because they tried to fight Valencia for so long and they failed. They want the desert just because they can. They want to rub it in their face. They're like, so what if you have your fucking black stones? Those will be ours one day, you know. But every single time, it just seems like they fail to attack. Like they, one of the generals, like he watched a war happen. He sent in 20 men, and he watched 20 of them die to one guy from Valencia. It's like, what the fuck? Either that guy isn't elite, or
how do I share with you guys my current stream?
You already clicked it.
I don't know if that link works.
No,
is
let me
it?
try it. Let me try it.
I see it. I see YouTube.
I don't know if it's working. You see it?
Yeah, I see the game. It's working.
Okay, cool.
Oh, dude, that looks cool.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm facing the goddess Athena right now.
Hey, Anthony.
What's up?
Looking like without a haircut.
Oh fuck, that's right. You guys can see my haircut.
Wait, you gotta wait.
Yeah, hop on the stream to see my haircut, guys. New content every day.
To be honest, I thought it when Jot did Snapchat, honestly. Yeah, because Jot took you get a haircut or something?
Yeah. No, I took Josh.
Did you get a haircut?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just happened to get one in the process.
Okay, yeah.
Oh my god, this is fucking confusing. She was like swords are but playthings. The real what you call it? The real weapon is the mind. And now I'm in this mage. Fucking dead end.
Like something we don't say. Up there. Yeet.
Hey guys, how's it going?
How do you feel to be 20 now, Funny?
We're
talking more.
Funny, how do you feel to be 20?
I'm talking about the lore of Little Pump.
Little pump. Oh, dude, apparently it's your birthday, like today or tomorrow?
Today.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Honestly, the best gift will be a noose. I'm not joking.
What are you doing, Anthony? You're just like jumping around.
You see those arrows on the screen? I'm trying to find them, but it's really fucking hard.
What about Leon? I'm playing Leon on computer yet.
Okay, I think I need to get over there. That arrow. I'm waiting for this
Do you pick them up or
the arrows? This
Yeah.
is shit. It's a little different. I mean the arrows on the screen that are like the white with black.
Oh.
Yeah. Those are checkpoint markers. There we go, I found one.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh.
You can make it.
Oh.
Anyway, how do you feel to be 20 now?
Got
It's
him.
the same as being 19.
Oh
Wait,
my
you're 20?
god.
Yeah, 20. He came in high college when he was 17. Filthy.
Yeah, I'd rather fucking kill myself.
Oh my god.
Wait,
Wait, Leon.
you're in college at 17?
Yeah.
Well, maybe he's just that good, yo. No judge.
No, he came in. No, he came to go earlier. He started school earlier.
Oh, that's cool.
Really?
Well, how early do you start school? I guess if you're 6 years old. Oh, when you were 4.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So this is just like a trial area. Okay.
Get your head sliced off. I want to see it happen.
I can't. It's a health-based game, so even if I went there, I wouldn't get my head sliced off. But
Wait, so you gonna get hit by that little blade and not die?
Yeah. Well, I mean, considering I've killed like a ton of gods already, I'd hope I wouldn't die. All right. Got one. Was there another one? There was.
Yeet.
I'm gonna go.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, go on, be quiet.
Literally everyone just keeps fucking cutting you off.
It's so interesting to watch it stream. It's like really cool.
I feel like getting late to the mystery journey.
Got me.
Basically, where was I? Apotheon trying to fight Valencia. Valencia, like, take on.
Literally just fucking smashes them.
So,
Hulk smash.
how the fuck do these guys, like,
Let me smash.
Let me smash.
right? And, you find out, like, so they, like, find out, like, wait, maybe it has something to do with the Blackstones. And so they had spies called the Shion merchants. They made, like, their own trade guild.
What game is this?
And then this guy's Black Desert.
Oh.
Still talking about Black Desert. So, this is in the present time. So basically, like,
Black
they
dessert.
they didn't trade to go into Valencia and get a ton of those black stones back in their money. And then you find that they start researching. At first they thought like these guys are kind of like coal. They're just replacing coal. Like, gets wet, you can't really use it, light it, or anything like that. So you use the black stone instead.
Eat it.
Something like that. But then they're like, no, you can actually use this to power your weapon. So that's how one of those soldiers was able to 24 guys. You know? So they, yeah. So they're like, okay, so now what we need to do is get a ton more to build an army. We can't buy it all because, you know, Valencia won't train us, right? Then we can't just use like this hidden train to do all of our bidding because we won't get enough supply to like alongside trade. So what they do is they call it ceasefire, and this is when you start to appear as let the ceasefire happen, but it's kind of like still a lot of tension between all of the territories and like Apotheon retreating, taking back our land and call it our own again. You know, like, why don't we just fight Apotheon ourselves and forget about this treaty? Because the ceasefire on Valencia, why don't we do that? So it's like you're appearing in this world and everyone's like mad for favors because you have like powers and shit. They use the black stones to make your weapon stronger and stuff like that. And everybody needs your help. So that's where you come in. That's the story.
Good shit.
Ow.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't.
A lot more shit is gonna happen, dude. Because
Is the story keep getting updated?
yeah, it's going to keep getting updated. The next season, the next
Oh shit.
is
Oh shit.
a giant
Oh.
monster is appearing in the sea. It's going to destroy all trade ships. And you will need like at least like several guilds with you with boats and cannons to go out there and like kill them.
Sounds
Let me show you.
Kind of like that.
Show you a
I'm like
trailer
game.
of the world boss. It's going to be the largest world boss you'll get because it's really fucking big. It's like an island big.
A what?
It's okay, so the sea monster is so big that it's the size of a fucking island.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, that's a short ass trailer. Hold on.
So, I was talking about the year walk door earlier, right? Or the year walk is what it's called.
Did you ever finish it?
Yes, I did actually. And, it was amazing. So, the gameplay is really simple. It's a puzzle game. And I won't go too much into detail, just in case, you know, Brandon or somebody else decides to play it. But essentially, okay, fine. Then I'll go into detail. So, so the game basically starts off with you having a vision, and the vision is your loved one dies, and you don't know how or why, but it's like a bloody death. And you, the character, you go around this map and you you have this vision that she dies, I guess.
Luminous.
And so anyway, so you go around this map and you solve various Nordic puzzles. And each puzzle has like a theme. Like there's this crow who symbolizes like death, or like haunting, and then there's like a tree maiden who symbolizes like lust and things like that. And those by itself don't mean too much. They kind of just take you through the mythology. And there are different puzzles, and the game teaches you like the in-depth lore of like each of these mythological creatures or concepts. Even they're not even creatures sometimes. And you go through the entire game, and it's jump scares everywhere, and the game's so freaky. There's one part of the game where you're supposed to spin this windmill, and out pops like a dead baby, and it's not, and I mean like a dead baby. And you're like, well, crap, because some parts of the lore is like if your baby dies, it was like myth that you'd float it down the river or something like that for it to be taken by this like goat creature, and that's where like all the dead babies go, is just with this like goat creature.
That's where all the dead babies go.
Yeah, no, like it's
Dude,
it's
that's
crazy.
Crazy shit.
Yeah, and I mean that part was freaky, but the freakiest part I saw was the one with the tree maiden, where she's like beautiful, and you follow her and you're like, oh, you're pretty, blah blah blah, and then you go through this maze, only to find out at the end that this freaking maiden like attacks you, and it's just like, what the hell? And then you get like spawned back at the beginning or something. It's weird. But anyway, so you go through this whole like journey, this whole like horror experience, and you get to the end, which is you go to this church and you essentially look death in the face. That's and people who look death in the face, or like look at death's true heart or something like that, get to see the future 1 year in the past. And year walking is like a lost art among people in like Sweden or whoever, and it's like really dangerous, and you have to do specific things, like you can't eat past a certain time, and you have to stay in a dark room all for like 3 days, and then after those 3 days you get out of the room, you walk around the church 3 times, you get confronted by death, and you basically touch death's heart, right? And when you touch death's heart, you can see into the future. So you touch death's heart, you see into the future, and that's the end of the game. But the future is that she dies, and there's no way around it. And then, so that's the entire game. But there's these little logs at the end of that game, and there's like tons of them, and I don't remember how you unlock them. I think you unlock them just by going through the game. But the first log is like, there's this professor who's like super into Nordic mythology, and he's like, yo, I heard about year walking, but there's like no written record of it. It's all by mouth, because you know how like mythologies were like all by mouth at some points. Anyway, so he's like going crazy to look for this mythology that's like supposedly exists, but it's all just by mouth. And sorry, I'm like trying to play a game at the same time. And so these are just these journals of him writing stuff. And it was crazy because each journal he just gets more and more obsessed, and he's like, that's it, I am going to Sweden and going to just find a church and see if anybody knows about this mythology, this lore, because this is just making me go insane. So he visits Sweden and he sees this church and he asks the locals around, and nobody knows about it except for this like one guy who it took him like a year to find. And this is supposed to be like a real world, like some guy from an actual university did this, and this is just like his logs in the game. So anyway, he finds this guy, and the guy says, yo, look for this rock with inscriptions on it near somewhere around the church within miles. And so he spends like another few months looking for this rock, and he finds it. And that's actually like a part in the game. You see this rock and it has runes on it and things like that. But it's really hard to decipher what the runes mean, because nobody knows. It's been frickin' forever. But anyway, so he goes deeper and deeper down this rabbit hole, and eventually he's like, you know what? I'm going insane. I need to get back to my job. So he goes back to his job, and he can't stop thinking about it. So he keeps writing theory after theory, and he's like this mythology professor, and like it's interfering with his work, so he can't work, and it's insane. So then at one point he's like, you know what? I need to figure out more about this again. And so he writes the letter to the people in that church that he visited, and all of a sudden he starts getting like letters and inscriptions and runes and things like that. And I'm gonna butcher this part of the story, but essentially you get messages from like people you don't know who, and he hypothesizes that these are like the spirits talking to him. And he's kind of kooky at this point, we kind of know that, but he's just so obsessed with it that that's what he believes. And he's seeing these inscriptions of runes on his desk, and he's getting these letters that nobody he's seen has been sending. They're just appearing on his like nightstand. Anyway, so he pieces two and two together, and he's like, oh my god, it's actually a key of some sort. So he goes back to Sweden, and he's like, what do I use this key on? I have no idea. I actually flipped this part of the story. He finds a box first that has like a dial tone key lock, and then he learns about the inscription, and he's like, oh my god, these inscriptions open up the box. And so you, the player, and I failed to mention this earlier, you, the player, have a box in the game that's the exact same box he was talking about. And he's like, yo, you can open this box with this inscription. And that blew my mind. I was like, oh my god. So you reach the end of the game, you get these inscriptions, you have to read through all of the logs to get them. So you have to be like really deeply interested in this game. And I was just playing it for fun. I bought it for school, but I was playing it for fun at this point. And so I beat the entire game, figured this out, like this extensive lore of this like backstory where this guy just goes nuts, finds the key. So I use the key and I enter it in game. And one of the last logs after the guy says, I figured out how to open it, and he's talking to you, essentially the player, or the guy in the game you were playing as who saw like his beloved die. He's like, I know what to do. Look in the box. I've provided as much help as I can for you. And you, the player, go back into the game to the start. So like the entire start is I worded that really weird. It's the game's restarted, completely new.
We're going back to the sun.
But you go to this box that you couldn't interact with at all before, and you enter in the key the key code or whatever, the dial code, and in the box is a letter and a knife, and a newspaper. So the newspaper says, the person who murdered your wife was you. You murdered your wife. And at that point, I'm like, oh my god. And this is like a newspaper from like late 1800s, 1900s ish. So it was like early, maybe even 1700s. But it was like a super old newspaper that went back in time from when the dude in the present found all this out. And he's like, yo. And there's a lot of story I skipped over. Like, there was a serial killer, and you didn't piece two and two together until this point. That the serial killer was you the entire time who was playing this game. And so the newspaper says, look, you're the serial killer, but the murder hasn't happened yet. What you need to do is to take this knife, and I think you know what to do with it. So the end of the game is literally you changing history by killing yourself so that you don't kill an innocent woman. And my mind was just fucking blown. Because it's at this, you think in the beginning, oh, it's just a normal mythological game of Nordic mythology. Cool, you get to see death, you get to see the tree maidens, and then they intertwine this death mystery into it. And you're the serial killer the entire time. And you're just some innocent player. It was amazing. It blew my mind. And I really wish more people would play that game. But I probably just spoiled it for all, like...
potential people.
Two people watching this stream, yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. But, or like whoever's in the Discord.
The ending kind of like Violet, like Infinite, this thing.
Well,
like it, but...
well, I mean, the gameplay is nowhere near that level of.
Yeah, but stopping yourself, like killing yourself, killing your future in the past self.
You're killing somebody from the past in those games. But anyway, it was just so amazing. Like, wow. That big of a reveal was just insane for me at the time, because it was almost as if it was like a psychological horror. I don't know if anybody was listening, but it was one of my favorite like mythological games ever.
Anthony was quiet the entire time, I think all of it. You look at my comment and make a face.
You know I have to do it.
Is that Yui? Sorry, Quinny.
Already, I don't think a lot of this people in the chat right now understand it.
You know I have to do it to him.
I don't understand it yet, my friend.
I hate that I understand this meme. It's fucking stupid. I hate this meme, actually.
I never understood the meme until today. I found out what's the meme of the meme. Like, I'm serious. Like, a guy like me who shit posts like crazy never understood this meme. I even asked like Tina, she's like, I don't even know.
This fucking meme.
I had to look it up. I had to look up this meme. Why?
There's an avatar. No, there's the using auto one that makes me laugh.
Wait, the original got the white dude standing on the street. I don't know.
I always think that's Photoshop, but it's actually the real picture.
Crap.
I had to do it. Dude, what the fuck? I don't get it.
Damn.
Why is it a meme?
I don't know.
I'm not gonna look into it anymore. I don't find any reason that I'm gonna look into it.
This meme has been here since like a while. It's getting noticed now.
They did it for Fire Emblem too.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I need like health stat, and I can't get any in this game. And if I don't, ooh, what if I save the game here? You know what? I'll save it. Damn, I really hate to save it right here. Okay.
Zach, stop. I'm in trouble. Zach.
So have any games like blown your mind that
stop.
were like,
Zach, stop.
who's Zach?
Shut the fuck up.
Zach, you're gonna get
Shut-
in trouble.
Shut the fuck
Dude,
up.
who's Zach?
It's a fucking meme.
Oh.
I think it's funny.
You can imagine having it to Tommy.
Dude, Tommy, like, I'm not joking. Tommy does the same thing as the guy who's trying to kick, except he's dabbing. Like, I was in the bus and I saw Tommy and Park, and I saw Tommy like fucking. I could hear his autism through the window.
Okay. I'm glad that shut you down.
That is on stream. Just say.
I'm glad you're autistic, Anthony.
Whoa, dude.
Get up.
Oh.
Yo, do we appear on stream when we're talking? Did you set that up?
I set the
think-
stream.
No,
I think
Discord voice. You can get a thing for your OBS stream to set up. You can show
Discord.
when people are talking if you're connected to a Discord channel, and you can
Ah.
link a chat on your screen.
Oh,
I
that's
set-
cool. I have to do
I
that
set-
then.
Yeah, I set Maid Cafe, but I don't use the Maid Cafe text. I just use the voice. So
Yeah, dude. If you guys are watching the stream, Tammy gave me this baller Pocky that's like super big strawberry.
Wait,
I am not
Anthony,
watching.
throw it on the camera.
Right here.
That's nice. Yeah, that's good.
Is it actually Pocky or is it knockoff?
That's what it says. It says Pocky MIDI.
All
Right.
the big ones.
Yeah, they're really big.
Yeah, they start
I
to
can't
sell out
fucking
as
open your
soon
stream.
as it's lost.
Shit.
I'll show it again for when you can open the stream.
I need to take a picture of it and just put it on the makeup, but okay.
Yeah, you could do that too. Good stuff.
Morpheus, Orpheus, go eat some Waruses. Orpheus porridges, Morpheus, going to the buffet in Waruses. Orpheus, porpoises.
Can you shut the fuck up?
I know you're birthday planning, but please.
Going to your orifices. Red pill, blue pill, Orpheus, Waruses. Seashell by the sea, so glorious. Glorious.
Oh, dude, I forgot I have the ability to roll in midair now.
What are you eating?
Pocky.
Oh.
Fuck.
Just look at me.
I just tuned in and it was like you're shooting something. I was like, what are you eating? Oh.
Oh.
He's eating his own soul.
Oh god, dude, that would be nasty.
Can you show the whole Pocky?
I just ate it all.
Really? That was it?
There's only like 3, yeah. It's
Fuck,
not like the
man.
little Pockies.
He's
That are
eating
like a
the
billion.
newspaper and the knife he found in a box somehow.
Dude, it was a really interesting story. I wish more people would be into those sort of games.
Fuck story.
You know, this is gun, not no.
Dude, I live for the story. I love story-heavy games.
Yeah. As I can finish the lot of pretty cool.
That's why you should play Mabinogi.
So many people have recommended it to me. I just never started.
It's a bad game. Don't worry about it.
You know what we haven't played in a while?
Hmm.
Well, the Orange Juice.
Mm.
Don't
I have not played that on stream, but I don't think it's a very. I think that's more of like an episode game. I don't think you'd stream 100% Orange Juice.
The end there.
You can.
Well, I mean, I know you can, but like, it
Yeah.
doesn't really feel like a game that
Anime Club played.
Anime Club
Orange Juice.
plays.
Well, I mean, what do you mean by that? I mean, you can stream anything and it'd be fine.
I guess. Ooh. Oh, dude, my sick moves. I avoided all those arrows.
Like, you can't tell me that Total Biscuit's stream of Secret Hitler full game was not that worthy of a stream.
I was worried of a stream when all of us start screaming.
That was so... Dude, they were screaming too. It was the funniest shit.
Wait, what happened?
Oh.
I forgot. I'd have to watch it, but it was like 45-minute episodes because like fucking they are playing an entire game almost religiously. It's fucking hilarious.
How do you read like this? I love how the
Because
name.
like there would just be points where Total Biscuit and his own little posse in the game, they would just be like, we're not fucking fascists. How many fucking times? Like they're literally cursing at each other. It's fucking great. It's
Did you hear that the Grumps are gonna be doing D&D sessions now on stream or something?
Podcast.
Podcast. Yeah, my
Yeah,
bad.
that's cool.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty neat.
I like the Giants frosted.
Speaking of D&D, we still need to finish on D&D whenever we get the chance.
That's dead, dude. We're never gonna finish that.
Okay.
Finish what?
Sci-fi
I don't
D&D.
think Anthony was there for it. Anthony, we made a D&D session.
Oh, that's
it was
cool.
It was like a sci-fi shit going, and we built our own battle system
Wow.
and crafted our own story and lore, but we just never did it.
That's totally awesome, though.
Yeah, I actually worked on it very extensively. I even made a map and shit.
You had the Google video thing?
I had the Google what?
The battle system, the Google video thing.
What? I don't
Yeah,
remember
the-
making some. What?
Okay, no mind.
I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, I made a map and everything. I described the ships and the enemies. I made the races myself. Like, I looked at the current D&D handbook, but I just made my own rules. Cause fuck.
Not reckoning, Oscom.
I could have just followed the D&D rules, but I'm like, fuck it. I'm just gonna make my own simplified shit. Fuck that garbage.
That garbaggio.
I honestly liked our first attempt at the combat. Remember our grid system?
Oh yeah.
That shit was fucking hilarious. It was meme as fuck, but it sort of worked. And then we dumbed it down because that was just too complex, I guess.
Whew.
I think if I look back in the chat, I think we just dumbed it down to dice rolls.
Wait, were we a crew on a?
That was the very last dumbed down shit. It started with each one of you guys was a warrior or like a fighter in the sci-fi world,
I think
and then we changed it to that each of you was a warrior in a mech. And then I fully changed it to all of you being a crew on one ship. Because it was an effort to be a full cooperative story. But
The problem with D&D is it takes forever.
No, it didn't take forever. We just didn't do it because we just built so much on top of it. We're just like, well, fuck.
So you made it so big that it was just too overbearing and you couldn't.
Not too big. It was just too far-reaching for the crowd.
To be honest, that was my first D&D ever, so.
It wasn't really D&D.
My friend Charlie has made made a scenario-based game that was refined over years and years, and we're currently doing it now. If you guys wanted to join that, we definitely would love having more people.
I'm alright. Usually I don't like the traditional D&D fantasy setting. I like sci-fi based D&D.
Well, we're doing sci-fi. It's not fantasy.
I mean, but it's still D&D. I don't like the systems in D&D.
I see.
That's why I took the handbook and made it completely simple.
Shelter, you're weak. You're young
Like
and
the
you're
way
old.
we did everything was, of course, on dice rolls, but it was just so much simpler than D&D would handle it. And I had to, considering the crowd playing. And it was honestly arguably a lot funner than regular D&D. Maybe we'll continue it
One day.
when you guys are smarter in college.
Oh my god.
You guys can handle
You don't have to put tie down. Geez.
Fuck you.
Why? You're the one who did that!
I'm not the one playing D&D.
Hey man.
Why? If you don't want to play D&D, that's fine. You
Yeah,
don't
fuck you.
I used to play it.
Yeah, I really wanted to stick to the grid map system I made, because I was gonna introduce like a whole bunch of systems of fog of war and terrain and elevation. It was gonna be lit as fuck, but I realized it was too fucking complicated.
Well, maybe that's the point, though. Maybe it's supposed to be complicated.
No, it wasn't. No, I made it complicated. This is my own version of D&D that I just made.
And you
But I
can't
made it
can't simplify it at all.
I just said that, Anthony. I said I dumped it. I not dumped it. I simplified it.
So hold on. If you did end up simplifying it, then what's the issue of playing it now?
Nothing. I just said that we just stopped. We just stopped.
Okay.
It's not something I did or anyone did. It was just we just stopped because maybe just conflict with disinterest. Who knows? No one knows.
Well, if you ever start it up again, I'm interested.
Maybe. That's a big maybe.
That's fine.
That's a more vague and bigger maybe than cross the line to game.
Wow, dude, that actually is saying something.
And cross the line is definitely down there on the list of priorities. So.
Yes, I did it.
Good job.
I get to be in my victory for a very short time.
Get a fuck bitch.
Get some booty. Get some booty.
Yeah, Bube.
We'll be right back.
Alright.
Wait, have you seen the new JonTron video?
Yes, I have.
Dude, I was laughing before I went to the ISIS meeting today, and how he was trying to make those turkey, and at the end, I actually thought he was really gonna take out the turkey and they're gonna eat it, but the ending I did not expect. It was really funny.
Oh gosh, darn it.
Let me
Let's go all the way back around for this crap. Wow, why is this one huge?
I'm gonna play the music now. I've got story time over now, and we just memeing again.
Story time. We're not memeing.
But yeah, it's.
I'm not.
I mean,
He stopped.
He stopped. Good job.
Well, honestly, rather meme than you know. But I'm thinking about what to do.
I'd rather meme than be supreme. Ow, ow.
Did I tell you about my cycle sticker?
God. Yeah.
No,
Anthony.
not you.
Don't go. I think Leon told me he can. Anthony.
What's up?
Did I ever tell you about my cycle sticker?
Your scientist sticker?
Seinfeld.
No, you've not.
So I was on Rebel when they had a deal where if you buy 40 stickers, it gets like 10% off or 11% off. So, hey, why not, right? been planning